Morning Tower, good evening, British Army 734, requesting engine and rotor start, outbound to Antwerp, ETA 2330 hours.
Behind you now.
Okay, jettison mode is off, hand touching in, hand mapping down, control on the moon, is on hold, good, both wind.
The Army helicopter, a real workhorse, and for many personnel, a helicopter flight has become as everyday as getting on and off a bus.
Army 734, you're cleared, takeoff, surface wind 050 to knots.
The Army makes thousands of flights like this a year, one of the best safety records in the business.
Oh, cheers, Rick. Oh, yeah, cheers. Thanks.
Things are getting quite dark quite early tonight.
But you can't get away from the fact that if the unthinkable should happen and something should go wrong over water, they're not nice machines to be in.
It got a spurious caption from up there for Hyde 1 and Hyde 1 obviously doesn't follow. Okay, Hyde 1 is fluctuating, okay, it's going down now. We're right about 3 knots, Hyde 1 failure, speed is below 1 knots, looking out the left, line of fire. Clear to turn, 180 degrees, back to the coast. Got it, coming around, turn around, all clear right to the right. Okay, the two-starter fluctuates. Going, fluctuating, it's all the way down now. Okay. No problem, okay. Okay, go in. It goes down.
We're going to crash! Coming through! There we go!
Mayday, mayday, Army 734 is ditching.
Now that has to be the worst nightmare for anyone who has to fly over water in a helicopter. Because make no mistake, when one of these things comes down, even in a shallow lake, never mind the open sea, you're in big trouble. There's often very little warning of the impact, less than 15 seconds. And because the weight is high in a helicopter and the rotor's still going round, it's quite likely to invert and sink very quickly. And you don't need me to tell you the implications of that. The impact could be very heavy, and if you're not ready for it, you could be hurt. When the aircraft turns over and sinks, you'll be totally disorientated, and the water is going to rush in with stunning force. One survivor described it like being hit in the chest with a fire hose. The water could be very cold, so you'll gasp at the shock of it, lose the breath in your lungs and suck in sea water. It's not good, and you'll find you can't hold your breath for long in cold water anyway. If you can struggle out of your belt, you often won't know which way is up or down. You'll have little idea of where the emergency exit is and little hope of releasing it. Now, while no one is suggesting that a helicopter ditching is anything but a highly dangerous situation, the fact remains with good briefing and preparation, you can significantly increase your chances of survival. Well, here at the Royal Naval Air Station at Yeovilton, they've been teaching aircrew to escape from helicopters for years. So why don't you join me for a trip in the Dunker?
Just over 12 years ago, a British Airways helicopter en route to the Scillies crashed into the sea in poor visibility. The two pilots escaped without any difficulty. Apart from that, two other...
Now, even though this is a controlled classroom environment, you can feel the tension building up. The message is clear. If you're prepared for an emergency and you know what to do, you stand a fair chance of escape. If you don't, the odds are you won't. After the briefing, it was out to the tank, swim across to the Dunker, and then strap ourselves in and think about the position of the hatches in front of us. Even though you're waiting for it, the shock as the Dunker hits the water and then sinks fast is pretty frightening. As the water closes over your head, you concentrate like mad on the advice you've just been given. But you remember the rules. Where's the exit? Release that harness and get yourself out of there, quick. Well, I know there was no real danger with the divers standing by, but I have to tell you that was one of the most deeply unpleasant experiences of my life. The feeling of panic as the water rushes in, the claustrophobia as it closes over you and the rig turns over, and then the almost animal instinct to fight your way out at all costs are almost impossible to overcome. Nevertheless, we did all get out, and so can you if you follow these simple rules. And golden rules they are. Remember them. They could save your life. Stow all loose items away securely before the flight. You don't want loose kit floating around the cabin and getting in your way. Make sure your bum is hard back into the seat, your harness is pulled up really tight, and the loose ends of the belt are tucked away. Look around you. Mark the emergency hatch and the lever, and look for something that will guide you to it, even if it's the metal frame of your seat. Don't choose something soft, like removable cladding. Brace for impact with your hands clasped round the back of your neck. After the impact, put one hand on the release buckle of your belt and grab your marker or the seat rail so you know where you are and you'll remember which way to go. If time permits, the crew will instruct you to lock the cabin doors fully open. The main cabin door entrance will be your escape route, so make sure you know how to do this. If the doors can't be opened in time, the emergency exit hatches will be used for the escape. Jettison these hatches when told to by the crew or immediately after impact, if possible. If water is already rushing in, wait until the aircraft is full of water and all the turbulence has ceased before you jettison the hatch. This may then require a firm push. No attempt should be made to open the doors after the aircraft is in the water. Remember, communication between the crew and the passengers will be impossible once the aircraft becomes submerged, and that's why it's so important that you understand the drills. As the water pours in, take a deep breath, and no matter how hard the water hits you or how cold it is, hang on to that breath. Your life depends on it. Sit tight till all violent movement has ceased. Only then release your belt. If you release it too early, you'll be thrown about the cabin and you could get hurt. And even if you're underwater, open your eyes. Lots of people won't do it and try and get out blind. You need all the help you can give yourself. You might not be able to see much, but an area of light could help you out. Before you try and move, work out where you're going, feel for your exit with your free hand, and then go in the direction you're pointing in. Once you're out, pull the toggle to inflate your life jacket. Don't inflate your life jacket in the cabin. The buoyancy will pin you to the roof or the floor and you won't get out. It's difficult to describe the full horror of a helicopter crash. The noise, the darkness, the disorientation, it's the stuff nightmares are made of. But if you can remember some of the information we've given you in this video, you'll significantly increase your chances of survival. Good luck, and remember, enjoy your flight. And you'll enjoy your flight all the more if you commit these sequences to memory, because all the research shows that preparation for the worst works. It'll help you to escape and survive in the unlikely event of an emergency.